Phineas and Ferb, a series beloved by many. First airing on August 17th, 2007 on the Disney Channel, and apparently returning this year, the show follows two stepbrothers, Phineas and Ferb, as they attempt to make every day of their summer vacation fun. The boys make outlandish things over the course of a day each episode, from a roller coaster that weaves through downtown, to a beach despite the city being directly behind their house. Phineas and Ferb somehow manage to acquire the necessary materials and build whatever they want, showing that summer vacation is what you make of it, and you can carpe that diem to your heart's content. But something darker lies just beneath the surface. Now, I'm surprised that I haven't seen anyone else talk about this odd little detail, except for this video by the channel Pinch of Cinema, and this video by the channel Barn Iguana. I'll include links in the comments to the videos. They're really well done, and I like their vibes. I've already subscribed to them, so you should too. So, take a seat by the fire with me, and let's talk about Phineas and Ferb once more. And yes, if I had a nickel for every time I've done a Phineas and Ferb theory on this channel, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Now 3 times if we're counting this video as well. If you like this video, you should check out my other 2 Phineas and Ferb videos as well. I'll include cards in the corner and the links in the description for those as well. So, I've come to the conclusion that Phineas and Ferb are domestic terrorists. Hear me out. There's a running gag throughout the show where Phineas and Ferb go to various companies for their building supplies, metals, tools, and heavy machinery. And the seller or delivery guy is always like, "Aren't you a little young to be insert line pertaining to the episode here?" To which Phineas responds by saying some variation of, "Why yes, yes I am." And yes, they are indeed. There are various guesses of their age, since it's never stated in the show, but the consensus seems to be between 7 and 12. So let's hit right in the middle and say they're about 10 years old. Well, we usually don't see exactly what the boys are buying from these businesses, or it's mentioned that it's like a handful of seemingly random stuff. But in Roller Coaster the Musical, we get a musical number with the guy selling what they need, and in the song he brings up how they are there to purchase bricks, mortar, a forklift, and other machinery. Well, a quick Google search tells us that it is actually illegal for a business to sell bricks, mortar, and heavy machinery to a 10-year-old, since the child is considered a minor and cannot enter a legally binding contract without a parent or guardian present, and it's also a violation of child labor laws. This could lead to criminal charges, lawsuits, and the closure of the business. Ever wonder why we rarely see the same delivery guy through the show? It's always a different guy with a different logo, with a couple exceptions. I think Phineas and Ferb, knowingly or not, are going around from business to business, getting one after another shut down, thus putting potentially thousands of innocent people out of a job throughout the singular summer we see in the show. If they're constantly building stuff that require metal, why not stick with the company that helped you out last time? Well, because they've since closed down for violating child labor laws. Why do we rarely see the same delivery guy or worker? Well, if you run a business and a potential new hire was affiliated with a now defunct business that illegally sold a forklift to a 10-year-old, and you don't know if this guy was the seller or not, would you run the risk? Would you potentially put your business in the crosshairs of the U.S. Department of Labor's Wage and Hour Division? Exactly. But that does not answer how Phineas and Ferb pay for the materials and equipment. Well, it could be the credit card fraud from their pop star mother. It could be from investors buying their smaller projects that don't disappear by the end of the day. Or, just like real-life school shootings, the government is involved. Allegedly. So, if Phineas and Ferb... Wait, what's that? That's the wrong slide. What is that, just a subscribe button? Parry the subscribe button! Alright, I usually wait until the end of the video for the plug, but you should subscribe if you like this content. I'm doing a cat reveal at 1,000 subs, so let's hit this goal. Anyway, if Phineas and Ferb are easily buying all of this material, then clearly the entire tri-state area has a massive problem with ignoring child labor laws and child safety altogether. So what if the government is aiding them? The government can issue trackable checks, and I don't think we ever see Phineas and Ferb actually pay the businesses. They just sign off for the deliveries, so the product has already been paid for. if the government is supplying Phineas and Ferb with stacks of blank trackable checks, then when the boys find a corrupt business that will sell to them, the government just has to wait until one of their checks gets flagged, and then they can see exactly who cashed it and shut down the business before any more kids are endangered by their negligence. But how did the government discover Phineas and Ferb in the first place? Well, obviously through OUCA, the organization without a cool acronym. The agency Perry works for, that is known to have cameras inside the agents' hats and can perfectly replicate what is scanned, including the boys' inventions. So here's what I think happened. Perry does his job, and along with Doof's inventions, the boys' roller coaster gets scanned in as well. The boys charge admission for the roller coaster in order to pay for the materials used. Maybe they entered some sort of contract to pay it back bit by bit, like a bank loan or something. Major Monogram realizes that the boys had to have gotten all this material and equipment somehow, and they're clearly too nice to steal. He reports this to his boss within the government, and the issue is taken to the Wage and Hour Division of the US Department of Labor. The government then reaches out to the boys, and they team up to take these dangerous businesses down. So, are they domestic terrorists? Maybe. On one hand, they're putting many potentially innocent people out of a job, but on the other, they are working with the government to make the city safer. How do they pay? The blank checks from the government. But leave your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.